Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video, we are going to take a close look at the Vastking KingBook K100 notebook. I just quickly want to point out that this company, Vastking, sent me this product like a review copy, so to check it out. But it doesn't influence my personal opinion about this product. But I want to focus on what are we going to get with this product and what can we do with it. So inside the box itself, we're going to get not a lot of stuff. So to begin with, we're going to get the power supply, a quick start guide, and warranty card, and then a webcam cover. So that's it, that's the only thing that we're going to get. But nevertheless, I'm just really curious, what is a product like Vastking KingBook K100? What are we going to get in general, like the quality? So we're going to get a warranty extra year card, a quick guide, so if you have any questions you can check that when you're unboxing it, a webcam cover, and we're going to get a power supply. Looks like a quality one, and this one is just basic 12 volt power supply with a barrel jack connector. I must say that the Vastking K100 is a really compact 14-inch notebook, and the design itself is really stylish. I personally really like it, but the question remains, how good is the build quality? And here I have some minor complaints about it. But let's talk about the top cover, the display itself. This is made out of thin metal and gives a very nice quality sturdy feel to it. The bottom part is fully made of plastic. So this is what we're going to call, or how I'm going to call it, a plastic fantastic. But the bottom part also includes a very big rubber strip, so it will not slide away on a smooth surface. So when it comes to the QWERTY keyboard, personally I was not the biggest fan of it. And the reason why is very simple. The layout itself is just your typical notepad or laptop. But the touch itself, here's where we're going to get my personal complaint. It feels quite cheap. You can also hear that it sounds really cheap. So that is a little bit of a bummer if you ask me. What I really like about this notebook is that we're going to get a very big touchpad, but it's also combined with a numpad. And a numpad is something that I really love using on the regular keyboard. But the numpad, what I do like about it, we're having all the features like normal versions. And here we're having left and right, the mouse buttons. So you can tap it if you want to, but you can also use the both buttons in the left or right corner. But maybe it's me, but they integrated the on and off switch in the keyboard in the right top corner. Kinda unique, if you ask me. But let's take a closer look at the specifications, or I love to call it the wicked nerdy time. So it comes with a 14-inch Full HD IPS display. The CPU is an Intel Celeron N4020. That's basically a dual core that is clocking on 1.2 GHz that can be turbo clocked to 2.8 GHz. This GPU is an UHD 600 from Intel, RAM 8GB, 256GB internal storage. Software is Windows 10, the S model when you're booting up the system. There's a 5000 mAh battery that has around 8 hours of standby time. And some extra features of course, like an HD camera, dual speakers, microphone and support for 5G Wi-Fi. So at the right side we're going to get a CF slot for extending the internal memory. Then we're having a headphone jack and a USB 2.0. And with extending the internal memory you can basically use a CF card only up to 128GB. So that's in my opinion a little bit too less. Okay, so at the left side we're going to get a USB 3.0 port. We're going to input for the power supply, HDMI out and a Type-C connection. But I was very curious about this notebook. Who is this for? And not to forget, what are we going to get? And when I booted it up, I was surprised to see that it already came in S mode. This means that you need to use the Microsoft Store if you want to get yourself an application or you want to play a game. So there is a way to go around this, but if you just want to, let's say, use the laptop like this, you want to install Chrome, you're not able to. There is a way around it. So if you want to leave the S mode, that is possible. So basically you can use it like any other notebook device. But take consideration, when you're doing this, there is no way of turning back. But the first thing I wanted to do is just go to YouTube and watch a 4K video. Full HD is no problem whatsoever on this laptop, but of course I want to push it to the limit with 4K just to see if the CPU is powerful enough to run it. And I can tell you 4K playback is no problem whatsoever. So if you want to use this thing for just office work and you just really want to see some videos on YouTube on 4K, that will not be a problem whatsoever. The monitor itself is in full HD, beautiful IPS panel, but you can see it still has some little bit of a glossy on the display. It is colorful, it's beautiful, and it got a very thin border around the display, and I personally really love it. So the notebook also comes with a stereo speakers that I want to let you hear how it sounds. It sounds okay. But okay, so then is the question, how is it with the gaming capabilities? It's not a powerful CPU and just a regular Intel 600 GPU. So I grabbed my Xbox 360 controller, let's plug in this bad boy, and the first game I downloaded from the store was Asphalt Airborne number 8. And I was very curious how this game is going to run, because most decent tablets nowadays can run this game. So then is the question, how does it run on this notebook? And is it worth getting if you want to play some casual games? So in this part of the video I just want to check out what kind of games can we play on a cheap, let's say more like an office device like this. Sadly Asphalt 8 is not running that great in my opinion, so that is a little bit of a bummer if you want to play some games with this notebook. But how is it with the emulation part? I am ready to move on, so I am going to switch out of the S mode so I can freaking finally install my Chrome, and not to forget the programs that we're needing for playing some retro games. First up, let's try some Red Dream on this notebook. It's running on native resolution, so no fancy full HD, but it seems to be running with some minor dips here and there. Oh, like that one.
Battle 1, fight!
Trying to play some PSP with the PPSSPP emulator on just the original resolution, yeah, this is not going to work and it runs really horrible. So Sega Dreamcast is just pushing this device to the limits, and better than this is not what we're going to get. And of course if you want to play some really old school stuff like MAME, it will run just fine.